I don't really think about failure very often, and I think partly because I'm not sure it matters to me or not. I've always had this notion in my head that if we work together and collaborate, we'll be better off at the end of the day.
Bruce Lourie is the recipient of the 2015 Outstanding Achievement Award. This award is given to a graduate who has achieved distinction in their field, and his integrity and ability inspire alumni, faculty, staff, and students.
Yeah, well, certainly my main focus is running the Ivey Foundation, which is a huge privilege for me. The Ivey Foundation is one of the oldest foundations in Canada, and one of the first foundations in the country actually to focus on environmental issues. For me, it's just been a fantastic opportunity to do so many of the things that I enjoy doing. Luckily, I'm able to get involved in quite a few other organizations and write books. It's really nice to see that these organizations have thrived, to see that they're growing and expanding. Working on Slow Death by Rubber Duck, we were pretty conscious that we were acting as our own human guinea pigs in the writing and research for the book. But the one thing that we always kept in mind was we weren't doing anything differently than what thousands or hundreds of thousands of Canadians are doing every day, which is exposing themselves unwittingly to this mix of chemicals in everyday products. And I'm fortunate that I've seen a lot of the things I've been working on succeed, and I get a lot of energy out of that. And so for me, the combination really is trying to understand how all of that comes together to make change and to have influence in Canada on environmental issues. I work with some really remarkable people. You can't not be inspired to want to make it all work. You have to motivate people and give them a sense that they can do things and make a difference themselves. And once they start doing that, and once governments and businesses see that people are motivated to start acting and making certain choices, then typically they will follow. Without hesitation, York University was really a mind-opening educational experience for me. You know, one of the amazing things was being exposed to things like communications and political science, small p, politics, things that I wouldn't have ever imagined when I was a geology student I would ever use or ever really, care about, and yet 20 years later are probably more the things that I'm doing than anything, right? It's understanding how to communicate and having that sort of small p political sense of how you change things. One of my favorite experiences was taking an Arctic ecology field course on Baffin Island. It was just brilliant. Jack Ellis was one of the professors that I remember fondly, who was my master's thesis advisor, and I think provided that kind of pragmatic side of academia that I also found really helpful at the Faculty of Environmental Studies. Always be asking questions. It's really important to, I think, always challenge and question those biases and stick to your instincts around what you think might be right. Well, thank you so much. This is obviously a huge honor for me, and to be, when I heard the Honorable Greg Sorbera list off the previous recipients, it really made me think that this was a tremendously exciting event. I think I wanted to, I'm sure when you were all listening, many of my colleagues, to the presentation leading up to Michael and having a long career in hip-hop and reggae, and they assumed that that was going to be my award, but actually it's not. And the other, I just had to say, I sort of wanted to use one of the lines that we used very regularly back in the days of the Faculty of Environmental Studies, when we would arrive in a class and I would say something like, "Oh, was I supposed to do a presentation?" So anyway, so it's a bit of an inside joke for my friends that really know me well. But one of my colleagues and co-author of our two wonderful books, Rick Smith, I was telling him this evening that well, my daughter was telling Rick that I said to her as we stopped at the bank on the way here, I said, can you go in and get a piece of paper? I should probably write a few things down. So anyway, actually I have that paper here. So what I really wanted to do tonight was just touch on the number of people that have made my work and my career so rewarding. And I was thinking, of course, first and foremost, my family, my wonderful parents who are here tonight, my beautiful wife, my fabulous daughters are all here this evening. So, yeah, thank you. And as many of you know, they are very much a part of my work. Biz is in the wildlife. Oops, used to be at World Wildlife. Hey, David. Little plug for you, David. Yeah. Biz worked at World Wildlife Fund for many years now. Works at the Wildlife Conservation Society, and so very much works in the environment field. Both my daughters are studying sustainability, so it's very much a family affair. And they often travel with us when we do fun things around trying to better understand the environment globally. And but as I was thinking about my own family, I thought, well, really I have many families that have been close to me, and I think the second family chronologically was my family at York University in the Faculty of Environmental Studies, which I'll refer to as FES. So FES was an extraordinary learning experience for me. It really, as I said, was captured in the video, it really did change how I thought about things. David Bell, one of my great mentors, is here this evening. Thank you, David, for all that you've done for us. And Noel Sturgeon, the Dean of Environmental Studies, who's here this evening. Even though I graduated 27 or 8 years ago, something like that, I've managed to stay in touch with the faculty over all of those years. And it struck me listening to Dr. Shukri, you used the word relevance. And for me, in the 6 or 7 words I did write down, relevance was one of them. And if I were today designing a university faculty from scratch, and I tried to think about what are the most important issues facing the world today, the most important issues facing humanity, and how would we design a program so that we could understand, so that we could communicate, so that we could do the science, understand the policy, do the planning, it would look a heck of a lot like the Faculty of Environmental Studies at York University. So it's very, very genuine for me to really honor the faculty for launching me in my career to try to better understand the environment and work on the environment. So the third family that I have is my family of close friends and colleagues, some of whom, like David Donnelly, I've worked with for 25 years, also a graduate of the Faculty of Environmental Studies. I mentioned Rick Smith, my co-author, a whole gang of people sitting over there. Thank you, friends, for coming out tonight. And just the great opportunities that I've had over the years to work through my consulting company, and one of my closest friends and colleagues, Ian Morton, is here from Summerhill Group, where I spent a dozen or so years working on these issues. My friends from the Canadian Environmental Grantmakers Network and the Sustainability Network. It's just been it's really, when I think back now, I'm getting invited to the 20th anniversary events of organizations that I was involved in starting up, and so it really does make you think a little bit about these things. The fact that they're still around, the fact that they're still inviting me, I appreciate very much. So it's been just really a tremendous, honor and privilege and everything sounds kind of hokey, but it's just been really great for me to be able to spend so much time with so many wonderful people who are passionate and dedicated and spend their lives trying to make the world a better place. So I've just learned so much from all of you, so thank you for that. And then the fourth family I have is my sort of, I was going to say more recent, but it's been a dozen years now, which is the Ivey family. And I really couldn't have been doing what I've been doing for the last dozen years if it wasn't the tremendous support and just the relationship that we've had, the fun we've had. When we have board meetings, we sit around and we spend half the time kind of laughing about things and just enjoying the work that we do. But I just want to thank Roz and Richard and Jennifer are here tonight, so thank you so much just for giving me an extraordinary opportunity to take all of our work together and take it to another level. So I think with that, I'm just going to thank everyone, thank the university, the Faculty of Environmental Studies, the committee that was making the selections. I also want to thank the band that started off today. I thought they were fantastic. So just a wonderful honor, a wonderful evening, and thank you so much.